Tonight, you are auditioning to be a lounge singer.
El Jefe.
El Jefe.
Let's do it. Boom. Yo, the Brew Boys are here.
Where's the party at?
Where's the pool?
Guys, we're working today.
What do you mean we're working today?
Season 3.
Okay, I guess we're doing this
They
again.
brought us back for season 3.
First of all, we have a conversation after with HR about this.
I don't care about HR. I can't believe they brought us back. I can't believe they brought you back.
I didn't think you were gonna make it past season 2.
Are we gonna have fun this season?
I guess so. All right, did you order the sandwiches?
No.
See, Gene, you're ruining my pool day.
What?
Today, I want to relax by the pool. I put on my sunscreen. I've been working on my legs.
I don't like the way you're coming at me.
You know what? Maybe it's time, Gene.
What?
Maybe it's time you finally get yours.
Hey, welcome to the Desert Brew. Actually, I'm not gonna perform. You don't want me to perform. Not perform, but we're at the Coachella Valley Brewing Company today. I'm not gonna perform, but we are gonna find out about the brewing process here. This is a local organization. You gotta support them. Amazing process, amazing beers, and you end up better than a gift shop in a tap room. You see that? Hey, welcome to the Desert Brew. I'm Gene, and this is Eric Beaton. How are you, man?
Good, how you doing?
Coachella Valley Brewing Company. Why am I here? They ran out of vodka. No, kidding. Just kidding. No, really. I just started drinking beer. It's new for me. Anybody who watches the show knows that I'm a tequila guy or vodka guy, but with this weather, it's all about a nice cold beer.
That's right.
So I thought, if I'm gonna drink it, I need to learn about it. This is the guy. This is the guy that does all the brewing here, Coachella Valley Brewing Company. At the end of this, we got a tasting room. It's not a tasting room, it's a
Tap room.
tap room. Not like wine, tap room. You're the pro. What are you gonna show me first?
Well, we're gonna start at the beginning of the process, which starts with the grain.
Okay, beer is always grain, or it's rice, or?
So beer is typically mostly barley.
Okay.
We do use other grains like wheat. We can use some rye. We can use oats, depending on what we want in the finished product.
Okay, and you use what here?
Primarily barley.
Okay.
But we do use a little bit of wheat, a little bit of oats, some rye in one of our IPAs, and occasionally corn.
And rice would be like Japanese beer, maybe?
Yeah, if you're going to use like a
Okay.
Japanese lager, you're going to use some rice in there.
Okay, all right, I like it. So this is where it all begins.
So this is where everything starts. This is what we call our mill room. Over on the left is our mill. See, it's got a couple rollers in there that spin around and they grind up that whole grain into kind of like a mixture of flour and coarse grain. That's going to allow us to extract the sugars from that grain and make beer. So this is our base malt, which is a 2-row barley. You can
So
see
so that's gonna turn into beer?
So this is going to turn into beer. Well, there's a lot more that goes into making beer,
All right.
but yeah, you definitely could.
All right, I love it.
Yeah, so these barley kernels, they're going to go through this mill.
Okay,
They're going to get ground up, and then there's this auger that kind of moves it over into this container over here, which we call our grist case. And that's just kind of like a holding vessel. So I get all the grain that I need milled for whatever beer I'm making today. And then it's going to stay there until I'm ready to move to the next part of the process.
does it grind it into a powder, or just grinds it into like a finer? I mean, because I guess I'd get stuck in your teeth, right, if it was that big.
Yeah. So there's gonna be some flour in there, but it's
Okay.
mostly gonna be like broken up bits.
Broken up bits. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I love it. What's next?
So from here, you can see this other white white pipe going through here. That's another auger that's going to bring us over to the brew system.
Wait, how does it travel through there? Like air or vacuum or something?
It's an auger, so there's like a kind of like a spring in there that spins, and it just moves the grain along all the way through. Yeah, pushes it through.
All right, so we follow the auger.
So we can follow that over to the brew system where most of the magic is done.
Grain gets pulled over.
Augers over into here.
Okay.
And then it's going to come down through this pipe right here, and there's also a water pipe on the other side, so I can blend water into there at a specific temperature, because with brewing, you're trying to unlock enzymes that are in the grain, and that's going to help break down like starches into smaller sugars, because the yeast needs those smaller sugars. That's what it feeds on to make alcohol. Now, so we actually have a giant boiler in that room over there that creates steam for us, and all these tanks are jacketed with steam, so I can turn that steam on and it'll heat things up.
So let me ask you, so you've been doing this for 10 years, you guys have been open.
This place has been open for
10 years. Is it trial and error in the beginning? I mean, how do you know, or do you come with experience? How do you know how, I mean, it sounds super basic, but how much steam, how long, how to grind it? Like, how does a brewery start? If I decided tomorrow I'm going to go open the Desert Brew, dun.
There's a Desert Brewing Company.
Oh, okay, we had the name first. Go ahead.
So we got the grain coming in here, mixing with water, and it's setting at a certain temperature. There's some big paddles in there that help mix up the whole grist. You're kind of looking at like a very loose oatmeal sort of consistency in there.
Cool. All right.
And then that's gonna rest for half an hour to an hour, depending on what kind of beer we're making.
Okay.
And that's gonna allow those starches to break down into sugars, like I was talking about earlier. And then that's the first part of the process we call the mash. So that oatmeal-like consistency, that's what we call the mash.
Okay.
Similar to what like grain alcohols, they also have a mash. And the whole beginning of the process between beer and grain alcohol is basically the same. We're just not distilling it down to,
Right.
So what this thing does is this allows us to separate the liquid from the solid grain. Because we don't want all that grain in the finished product. We just want that sweet liquid.
So these are all filters?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is the control for our brew system. Now this system is like semi-automated, so I can open and close valves. I can turn on pumps. I can set temperatures. So if I want to hit a certain temperature of the mash tun, this allows me to kind of dial that in to get that consistency.
So wait, so does the neighborhood smell like beer? I see it being
when I'm brewing, yeah, you can smell.
I love that. See, that's why all the
the
workers show up at the tap room after.
Yeah, it helps. We got a lot of people in this business park that like to come here.
Okay, the beer's ready. Let's go.
Yeah.
But the alcohol is actually not being created yet.
No alcohol yet.
At this point, it's sort of like the stove mixing everything up, getting your recipe right, for a bad description, but yeah. Yeah,
so at this point, we're just trying to hit a certain, what we call gravity, but really it's like the amount of sugar, fermentable sugar in the liquid. So depending on the beer and the alcohol content we want at the end, we will have a certain target we got to hit for sugar, and then the yeast is going to eat that sugar and make a certain amount of alcohol. So more sugar, more alcohol.
How many gallons of beer do you guys make a year?
That's a good question. I'm not sure off the top of my head.
A lot. The answer is a lot.
It's a lot.
A lot.
It's a lot. Well, then it's going to sit in here for like 2 to 4 weeks, fermenting, and then a little bit of time for it to kind of condition. That's for like the yeast to kind of fall out, the beer to clear up a little bit. And then depending on what type of beer we're making, if we're making an IPA, we're adding more hops into this thing.
All right, so all good tours end in the tap room. That's right. And you're Wes.
Wes, yeah, how's it going?
I'm being handed off to Wes here. Eric, you made the beer, you made it happen.
That's right.
It's your thing. I hand it off to Wes, and the tap room is yours.
Yeah.
First of all, I didn't know that there are tap rooms part of this. I mean, this is awesome. Like in the middle of a business park. I'm a local. Had no idea.
Yeah, we're out here. It's a little off the beaten path, but due to the amount of production that we do, you're gonna have to be in an industrial area. So,
you have music here.
We got live entertainment 5 days a week here at the tap room. We have trivia nights, open mic, stand-up comedy, music.
Wait, do you need someone to sing? Oh, no. Sorry.
You can come audition at an open mic night.
Open mic, no. Choose the 3 beers you want to represent. Okay. We may do more, but we're going to start with 3. Okay, here we go. We're going to end on this one.
Let's go with the Strawberry Lemonade Shandy. That's my personal favorite for the summertime. It's a great beer to have when you have your feet in the pool.
Completely different.
Yeah. And then this last one here, CDMX, it's neck and neck with Hazy for our #1 seller. It's a Mexican style lager, so it's a corn-based lager, crisp and refreshing. And
so the other 2 were grain.
So they're gonna have more grain in the other ones, more barley in this one. This one's gonna feature more corn because it is a Mexican style.
I just wanted to say that to show you I was paying attention to what Eric said in there. By the way, he's a pro.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Okay, here we go. Jay. I love that you have entertainment. You guys are rocking, man. This is amazing.
All right.
You guys got to try it. Come down. Maybe I'll be here at the bar. Yo, the Brew Boys are here.
Welcome back to another segment on the Desert Brew. I'm Rasheed, of course. No Gene, but we do miss him dearly. Today we are at Laurent Pascal Studios with, of course, the man himself, Laurent Pascal.
I'm Laurent Pascal.
So tell me, there's so many things that go on here. It's such a creative hub, very intimate feeling as well too. When I first walked in, you're doing a lot of different projects, not just here in the studio, but outside the studio as well too. So tell me a little bit about who you are and how you got to this point. What's your creative outlet here?
That's how many hours do you have?
We got some time.
So, we started the studio about a year ago. And that's the last thing we did, or the latest thing, not the last, but the latest thing we did. We moved to the desert about 13 years ago. And 11 years ago, we started Coachella Party, mostly to do photography at events. So it was a good idea to go, places, and we also call it photo booth. We like to call it photo entertainment because we have like a high level of creativity. We like to make custom events, something that's gonna be unique to the event, and it's gonna make the client feel more special than the usual photo booth that kind of has no relationship with the event. So it's kind of how we started. And I used to have a photo studio in downtown Los Angeles like 14 years ago. And I always wanted to open a studio. And I actually, before we started Coachella Party, I also had the idea to do portrait studio. So it was always in the back of my mind. And when we started Coachella Party, it was really, it started really strong, and we had to, to do it and to. So we kind of had to grow with the need of the clients, and we started to create more custom stuff.
What are some of your, I guess, the fan favorites of the photo booth?
Oh, we have so many. I think the bus, the Volkswagen bus, is the favorite. It's like overall favorite because it's kind of it's a bus. Everybody loves the Volkswagen bus. It's totally California, and it reminds people so many memories. It's like every time I go to an event, people tell stories about the bus.
So tell me about the inspiration behind this 50 over 50 photo shoot project.
Of course. Well, I was not really creative on this one. It's just when my wife was turning 50 that the idea came to my mind. It was kind of challenging because she was facing difficulties, and 50 is an important milestone for men and women. But for women, it also changes a lot of the way they perceive themselves. The body changes, a lot of evolution, and I think that all the struggles she was facing made me thought I would document that, and I mean, it was very inspiring. And actually, I photographed my mother, and it was also a way to reconnect with the women in my life and create something unique. She will be the last one I'm gonna photograph for this year. She will be the 50th woman. Should have been the first one, but she will be the last one.
Yo, yo, the Brew Boys are here. Hey, Desert Brew family. I'm about ready to step into my house, but I wanted to tell you guys about a couple events coming up. On September 28th, it's the second annual Buddha Bowling event at the Power Stadium in Palm Springs. A lot of fun last year. It's going to be a lot of fun this year. Lots of fun celebrities, free of charge to the family. Supports a great cause that supports the Coachella Valley. End bowling. It's amazing. You guys got to be there. I'll see you there. The second event, a little less conducive for children, but it's going to be a lot of fun. That's actually an intimate evening with Stormy Daniels. I think you know that's going to be fun. October 4th, I'm going to be hosting / moderating. We'll just call it moderating. Interview with her, some questions. You'll be able to ask questions. I mean, we're going to be able to get the dirt. We're going to have a lot of fun. So we'll see you there October 4th. To buy tickets, go to Oscar's Palm Springs. Go to the calendar, choose October 4th, and I will see you there. Tickets are going fast, so get to that website.
Welcome back to the Desert Brew. I'm Rasheed. No Gene here quite yet, but we're here at the library of all places. So you know me, I love to get my read on. And sometimes I even try to introduce Gene to some words of the day, to expand his vocabulary. But until then, I have
David Sidley. I'm the president of the Palm Springs Public Library Foundation.
And I'm Julie Warren, the Library and Public Services Manager.
Okay, so David, Julie, thank you for having me here today. Now, there's so much going on here in the library. We have some renderings right in the back of us as well too, from different areas, different projects that are going to be developing over the course of the year. I think you said that most of these will be done by 2025?
Oh, well, we hope to be moving out of the library and have construction starting by the beginning, maybe first quarter of 2025 if we're lucky. Fingers crossed.
Nice. So with the ideal of what people believe a library is in today's world, right? How's the visitation been to the library?
Oh, well, visitation is good. We used to have the second highest visitation other than the airport here in the city of Palm Springs. And then COVID happened. And then, we've been slowly recovering from COVID. But we're in the, several 100,000 people coming into the library every year again. Not quite numbers before COVID, but definitely coming back to our programs. And it's been wonderful to see everybody back in the library.
I love that. So, David, for you, what are some of the things that are being poured into this project to really represent the library of the future?
Good question. Well, as you know, this library was built in 1975, and it was built for that generation. This building doesn't have any quiet study rooms, and that is a critical part of the remodel.
All the infrastructure.
All the infrastructure, yeah. I mean, the library received a grant from the California State Library for infrastructure. So that's plumbing, wiring, skylights, new HVAC,
HVAC.
yeah.
Yeah.
And none of
Electrical.
that, I mean, we could do all that and nobody will see it, so we've added on to kind of redo the whole library to make it the library of the future. What is currently the children's area will become a, what's the name for it?
Well, we don't have a name, but it will be our community
Let me
meeting
know. I'll
room.
name it.
There's naming opportunities.
Yeah, that's a good point. We do have naming opportunities, so if someone in your audience would like the community room named after them, that is a possibility.
Okay, where are some of the other opportunities like that as well too? 'Cause you got the grant, but also there's some. You guys accept donations as well too, correct?
Absolutely. The Palm Springs Public Library Foundation does accept donations. That's a great question. We will accept them in any amount. We are working on naming rights in specific categories as we speak. We don't have that done yet, but we will.
Maybe it's time, Gene. Maybe it's time you finally get yours.